Welcome back to the Body and Philosophy Podcast. Dillon's back. Doing this one a little early. We got pressed for time. Dillon's got himself a busy day, but it's good to be up here. Good to be knocking it down.
Always.
Yeah, definitely. How you been, man?
You already know it's been great. Can't be anything other than great.
You can choose that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can choose how you react to it. That's what we were talking about last week. Hey, you're just going to randomly go through things. Like, it's kind of out of your control when the storm's just going to hit. It's not really your control. You can control it's kind of the reaction to the situation.
Exactly. It's one of my biggest things with talking about emotion and talking about just happiness in general is I really think happiness is a choice.
Right.
It can definitely be impacted by stimulus outside of your control, but at the end of the day, you control your reaction to those stimuluses.
Right.
Stimuli.
For that matter.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. You mentioned something right when we walked in. I didn't want you to elaborate on it because I want you to bring it up now. Daily allowances.
Yeah.
Nutritional daily allowances, guys. We all are familiar with those. They're based on a 2,000 calorie diet, things like that. So that kind of trips people up. Talk to me about your findings.
Right. So if you look at cereal, let's say you wake up in the morning, have some cereal, and you look at the nutrition label. There's going to be a recommended daily allowance that the percentages for the ingredients are based upon.
Right.
So you're going to look at vitamin A, recommended daily allowance, and then the percentage of whatever that is will be notified by the actual percentage of how much is in the cereal. So let's say 25%. Okay, that's 25% of your recommended daily allowance in one serving of that cereal.
Right.
First off, most people don't do the recommended servings of anything. You know what I'm saying? If I'm having cereal, I'm just...
If I'm having cereal, it's spilling over
That's what
once
I'm
I
saying.
put the milk in.
Yes. But anyway, so let's say...
Quarter cup.
Yeah.
Nobody's scooping in the cereal.
No one's measuring that out.
I promise, yeah. Of your fruity
So
pebbles.
that's one serving is 25% of your recommended daily allowance of vitamin A. Now let's say throughout the rest of the day, through your vegetables and your other holistic health goals and eating, you get 100% of your daily allowance of vitamin A. Not only vitamin A though, you get 100% of your daily allowance of all the key micronutrients. What that means and what that is based upon is the least amount of nutrition you need to not get sick. So at 100% of the recommended daily allowance as set forth by the government, that is the least amount of nutrition our body needs to not get sick. The way I like to describe this to people is 100% in this case of nutrition is like getting a C in nutrition in your body. So 100% of the recommended daily allowance, you are at a C in health.
Right.
You are at the point that your body's like, cool, I'm not sick. That's not where we want to operate.
Yeah.
We want to operate at exceptional A+ health.
Yeah.
That's going to be above and beyond 100% of your recommended daily allowance.
Just making it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's something I was talking to my mom about. When she talked about, she's just kind of been, dealing with some stressors. She's a teacher at in a pretty stressful environment. There's a lot of family stuff going on. And she really wants to get back to, like I was saying yesterday, like just being extremely active. Like she still goes on her walks and she's in great, amazing shape. But she wants to get back to like really hitting it hard. And I was telling her that everything's connected to the mind, body, and spirit. She's constantly stimulating her mind, about what she's doing with her classroom environment. She's reading. She's stimulating her spirit by constantly praying, going to church and things like that. But the body is the third leg of that. Yeah. Right? And it's all interconnected. So if you're waking up early and you're grinding, you're giving your body that what it needs, the blood just flowing and circulating all throughout it. And then you're doing those mind and spiritual things. Yeah. It's like a package, right? But if you're not doing one of these things, it's going to bring the other two down. So if you're just feeling that knot in your chest and just kind of that stressful, like, oh man. And then you, on top of compounding on top of, I want to get out there and exercise. So you kind of have that self-resentment and that procrastination feeling. Yeah. To get rid of that, just get some blood flowing. Like it might think you need so many more answers than that. It might feel like you need a couple $1,000s or you need some big spiritual breakthrough to get rid of that knot. But if you just go and move some blood around and then just do your normal thing for a couple days, I promise you're just going to be like, why am I so happy?
Yes.
So that kind of ties into that as well. With
Yeah.
The diet.
Yeah.
Aim for an
Above average.
A or a B in nutrition.
People say you can't do more than 100%. But in this case, that's the goal.
You can actually do, you statistically do as much more over 100% as you want.
Yeah. Our body's nowhere near its capabilities of absorbing nutrients on a daily basis. Like, we can pack so much more nutrients into us.
Right.
It's not just going to go through us. We're going to use it.
And Sean Stevenson, he has the Model Health Show podcast. It's also a great show. He always talks about, what does he say? Chronic nutrition deficiency leads to chronic overeating. So if you eat, a giant pizza, big old pizza, just smack it, you might think this is like 3,000 calories. Like,
what else do I need?
There's no way I'm going to be hungry after this.
Right.
But in reality, that's fried dough and cheese. So about an hour and a half, 2 hours later, when your stomach's rumbling and you're like,
how is this possible?
Because your body's like, you gave us a lot of stuff, but it wasn't really working. It wasn't doing anything.
Right.
Whereas if you wake up and you have like a smoothie packed with micronutrients, or a small meal that's not calorically dense, but it's dense with nutrients, that's going to hold you over, and your body's going to be able to use that. If you're trying to cut weight specifically, that's the best way to go.
Exactly. And along those same lines, Brooke, my wife, one of the wisest people I know in the health field,
hands down,
in nutrition field, she would tell me that you can be nutritionally hungry for a specific nutrient, and that will trigger the same general hunger response.
Yeah.
So what we feel as hungry is actually your body shouting out for more potassium, shouting out for more vitamin B.
What?
Yeah. So you're like, oh sweet, I'm hungry. Let me go just have this snack right quick, like you said, peanut butter jelly sandwich, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna tide you over for a little bit, but you're not actually giving it any more potassium or any more of that vitamin B12.
Right.
You're just putting more calories into you. But your body's like, 20 minutes later, hey, I still need that vitamin B12 that you did give me 20 minutes ago.
Okay,
I'm still hungry. So then people are like, oh,
I'm gonna still need that.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing about potassium, people don't like avocados. Some people don't. Some people love them. It's kind of either or sort of thing. But it's like the healthiest possible fat you can intake, and it has something like 3-4 times the amount of potassium that a banana has, with far less glucose or sugars within it.
Fructose.
But fruit, but bananas have tons of sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying bananas are bad. Like, I put a half a banana in my smoothie this morning, but if you're just smacking 3-4 bananas a day to get your potassium, better way to do that.
Yeah.
A lot less sugar.
For sure.
Quick note.
Quick note.
That's a great point, Dill. Okay, we got to keep moving here because I know Dylan's got some fish to fry today.
I wish.
He's got
I could go fishing.
He's got the 9 to 5 workshop. Or what are you doing?
It's a ropes course certification. So
Okay.
then I can be an instructor on a ropes course.
Definitely. Regardless, it's quite a few hours throughout the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good stuff though.
All good stuff. I ain't getting paid for it.
That's right.
Stupid not to. Anywho, okay, what's one thing that you do? So I always talk about mind, body, and spirit and how important it is to stimulate these 3 things. I even mentioned it already.
Yeah.
Right? And I want to give people a tangible takeaway so they can what can I do to actually do something? Because people, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. Like, you sound like, you're getting deep.
Exactly.
But what can I actually
What does that
do
mean for me?
right after this? Yeah, so let's just get a real life example. We got Dylan on the show. What's one thing you do to take care of your mind, body, and spirit every day? Obviously, you probably do numerous things. But what is one thing you do in each department?
Each department, let's start with the mind.
Yeah.
So I really like learning. I love learning. And something really stimulating for my mind is once I hear something, if I hear something offhand that I think is interesting, I will pour a good amount of time into learning as much as I can, as quickly as I can about that. And I feel like the more well-versed you are in more topics, the easier it is for you to have conversations with people you just meet.
Right.
And therefore, the more connections you make, and everyone knows the more connections you make, the more successful you'll be.
For sure.
So, as far as mind goes, learn as much as you can about as much as you can.
And that's reading books, listening to podcasts,
watching YouTube videos, talking to people.
YouTube videos.
I love YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Talking to people who are smarter than you.
Yeah, right.
Not hard to find those
I
people.
do that every day, all the time.
Exactly.
All day.
So stimulating your mind, I would say, is the number one way that So find a way to stimulate your mind that really gets you engaged. And I'm not talking about stimulating your mind through video games. I know it stimulates your mind, but that's not what we're going for here.
My buddy Riley would sit up here and argue with us.
I bet he would. That's fine.
It's like, the benefits of this, I'm like, in small doses. All right, we're not going to go there.
No.
Body, spirit.
These are so connected.
Yeah, I know. And it's tough with one thing with the body because there's nutrition and fitness.
Yeah.
Sleep.
I mean, they're also connected. But I guess for a body, my main thing is even on days that I can't work out, like just making sure I get above average nutrition in my system.
Yeah. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing you will never not do.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. If I'm busy like I am today, like I might not get a lift until way later, and therefore the quality might not be as good. But like I will make sure that I am healthy.
Yeah.
Because
along the way.
Because I have the blessings in my life to make sure that that happens.
And it would be a shame to misuse those blessings.
Exactly.
It would be a shame.
Yeah.
If you were in this position and you're giving your body some trash
to
break down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then spirit, man.
Yeah.
Just knowing throughout the day that I need to make time for myself. Because guys like us, we like to give. And we need to take time to fill ourselves back up.
Yeah.
So I do that in multiple ways. Sometimes it's just going out by myself on the disc golf course like we were talking about last night.
Yeah.
And
it's a spiritual experience.
It is a spirit. I don't know why.
It really is.
We were trying to figure out why disc golf is so great, but
like why do we do it so often?
Yeah. But like just going out by yourself
Yeah.
and throwing around, or like if I put on like worship music in my truck and just drive around, that's
You're
beautiful.
I'm getting poured in.
I'm getting some of that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like that is so profound to me. Like that connection that I feel with God. That is the number one way that my spirit gets revitalized, rejuvenated, is through spiritual encounters with my Creator.
Yeah, and you can do that through
so many things.
Right, but specifically just concentrated alone time.
Exactly.
Meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. That's perfect, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot. That's good to hear genuine answers.
Yeah. What do you do to stimulate your mind?
But like you said, books, podcasts. If I'm cooking, going on a walk in the morning, walking around the house, there's always some kind of podcast playing, some kind of motivational video. If I'm not doing that, reading. If I'm not doing that, like you said, spending time around all types of people who know things I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody you meet knows something that you don't.
Yeah.
Everybody. So
I just read something about if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're bored, you're the problem because people are fascinating. And I was like, dang, that's so right.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's debatable in kind of a sense. Yeah. Some people, I don't know, some people are just so, all they want to talk about is the second you engage in a conversation, you simulate. Say, you just see me at the gym.
Hey, Reed, what's happening?
Oh, man, pretty good. I'm just prepping for the show that's coming up. You know, my body fat's down to 9%, but I'm trying to get it down to even 7%. Dude, and it's crazy because I'm a little light right now, you know, and you lose a little strength.
Right.
And that's just me, you know, with my bench. I love bench pressing. Usually I'm, like, really strong on the bench, but it's just kind of light right now. And you know what I mean? And you get engaged in that. You can't tell me you haven't gotten engaged because nice guys like us who don't cut people off, we get
into those conversations.
We find our way into somebody trying to, like, impress us or something. Or just self-interested folks. I'm not saying they're bad people, but
we just got to learn to ask the right questions.
So now, what's up, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
That's a pretty baseline question.
Yeah. And like when you say that, it's so tired. Like people know that you're just saying that because you feel like that's the right thing to say to them.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm not trying to engage in a conversation right now. Maybe I have headphones in and I'm looking to stretch and I'm pressed for time. Like what you're saying. And maybe I'm just looking for a, what up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah.
Good. All right, man. You know, like trying to give the energy that I don't want to hear about your meal prep and your show prep. Not even cold energy because you just dapped them up, but definitely some.
Something I'm trying to do me right now.
If you have any social awareness, trying to do me right now.
Yeah.
But then they bring you into that conversation. Yeah. I'd argue in specific instances like that, and you're bored. Maybe I guess it is you're the problem because you're not trying to engage with this person's life.
But still, that's not your fault.
But still, I don't feel bad about being the problem in that instance.
I agree.
But if you're at like a marketing or like a network marketing event or whatever, social networking, whatever you call it, and you're talking to people and then you get engaged with the conversation, you're just bored of this person. You're just not bringing enough to the table, pressing the right buttons.
That's what I have to say about that.
That's what you have to say. Cool. So last thing really quick before we move into the WWLCD is changing up the stimulus. So I went over to his house yesterday, and his wife's a health guru, for sure. I feel confident saying that. She is a health guru. And I asked her, so I have been doing a similar hypertrophy style training regimen for 4 or 5 months, 6-day split, hypertrophy style lifting, 8 to 12 rep range, failure in every set, split it up, chest, back, shoulders, legs, arms, and then another like a chest day or something, then a rest day. Doing that for a while, and I just did 7 days in a row without a rest day, and I felt like I could have gone again yesterday. Like my body was like, dude, we're ready to go. And if you're doing hypertrophy style lifting where you're burning out your muscles, you're doing tons of volume, and you're failing on every set, you should not feel like that. You should really want that rest.
You should crave that rest day.
Yeah, for sure. And I have before. And Brooke brought that to my attention. She said, she just kept it like so real. She was like, you shouldn't feel that way.
Right.
So I think you should increase the intensity or do something. So then we started talking, and you don't got to reinvent the wheel. Of course, it's so important to switch up the movements. Like get creative. Put bands over if you're doing incline bench, put bands over the edge of the bar and do band resistant work. It's just tons. There's so many different variations you can do in exercise, and I do those. That wasn't the problem. The problem was how I was lifting. Everything was just concentric. Just the normal. Concentric's just the normal go through the normal rep. Eccentric is when you go slow on the negative of the rep and explode through. Slow on the way down on a squat and explode up. And that is why that gets you really sore. Yeah. Right? So the next 2 weeks, starting today, everything's going to be eccentric. So sometimes, guys, really painful stuff, but I can't wait for it. Yeah. So sometimes when you're not seeing the results or you're not feeling like you're getting anywhere, you don't got to reinvent the wheel and make up new lifts. Switch up the stimulus. On the bench, do closed grip, wide grip. Like we said, eccentric. Do like half rep, full rep. Bicep curls, half, full. Tricep extensions, half, full. Like there's so many different variations. Like when we did arms on Friday, we did 1/9 of the way down, 2/9, 3/9, 4, 5, all the way down to like a full rep. So
just really doing anything your body's not used to.
Right.
Anything that you haven't already adapted to.
Yeah.
Your body's gonna be like,
nice.
Okay.
Yes! And then grow.
Yes,
We've been waiting for that.
Yeah.
Let me get some potassium now. That's all I had to say about that. I just want to give a real world example of what I'm doing to change it up a little bit. Cool. Let's move into, really want a quick shout out Modest Wealth, guys. They have trained professionals, modestwealth.com, I'll put it up on the screen. They have trained professionals who can take your business idea to the next level. Right? They have people that can come and take your idea when you're chatting with your buddies, throwing things around about an app or about the next great invention, and then it goes to the back of your mind. You never talk about it, never think about it again.
Right.
There's people you can go to that can actually put like marketing tools, branding tools, everything in effect and show you the steps and the guidelines of how to turn this into an actual business. And I love it because the spirit of entrepreneurship is so strong within our demographic, our age of people. So they're really doing something great. They also have a luxury clothing line. You can use Peter's 25 for 25% off the clothes. It's great stuff. Put that on the screen. And finally, we have Betteryouhf. Better You Health and Fitness. It's a holistic health app that's only developing and going upward. The owner of it was just talking to some people overseas, and they're switching up some things with their branding, and they're releasing a third release of the app and really shaking it up.
That's crazy.
It's awesome, man. I've seen it start as what it was, and what it is now is like, it's only been a year and a half. Then there's no way this guy's gonna stop. Shout out Justin Bergeron, it's my boy. I have a workout program in there too. People always ask me dude, do you have a hypertrophy? How can I get huge? You can go right on Betteryouhf in the App Store. It's free, and you can go check out my workout in there. It's I think a 6-week workout plan. There's nutrition plans. My friend Tamika, she's a track runner. She has a plan in there for ladies that are trying to cut down. There's all sorts of different things for mind, body, and spirit within the apps, and it's free. There's so much value for free. Stupid not to, and it's not that big. It doesn't take up a ton of space on your iPhone. So go check that out. Moving forward, what would Landon Crossley do? Want to bust out the phone, see if Landon, he might be at work, but let's go. We haven't had Big Ballin' on the show in
For a while.
here.
I wonder if he even has my number saved.
He speaks pretty highly of you. I'm guessing he took advantage of the opportunity when you guys exchanged numbers or whenever that happened.
Hi, this is Landon.
Oh,
Not having it.
Real estate team. Office hours are
even
9
that
to 5.
professional voice.
Welcome to Landon. WWLCD, that's real estate.
That's so awesome.
You said welcome to Landon? Is that just what I heard?
I want that to be what happens.
I really want that to be what he says.
Yes.
Welcome to the wild world of Landon Crossley. Okay, WWLCD guys. Essentially, I put Landon Crossley in tough ethical scenarios, but Landon Crossley's not with us right now. He's up in the cities grinding. We got Dillon Martinez. So essentially, what would Dillon Martinez do?
Here we go.
All right, this one happened to me in real life last week. You're in the locker room at your local family YMCA, right? And you're rolling around. I choose to roll around with a towel and then, go in the shower. I'm free balling, come out, go with the towel, go to the steam room. Then I'm free balling, but in the in-between stages, I'm covering up.
Right.
I'm not just walking around here.
Yeah.
Letting everything hang, which is, if that's what you want to do, it's a locker room. Do your thing. It's okay. I'm not worried about that. But don't bring me into your weird, creepy world. I'm sorry. This is really biased already. So you're in the locker room. Forget about me. You're in the locker room. You're doing your thing. You're walking around, steam, sauna, shower, hot tub. And when you walk into the hot tub, okay, let me draw a picture. There's a hot tub here, right? People are in it. You walk in here, and like the stairs to get in the hot tub over here. So you walk in. You're in
Obviously
the hot tub
going into the hot tub.
Yeah, and then you go down the little 3 stairs and you sit down and do your thing, right? So you walk into the room and there's a guy right here. I kid you not, dude. He's looking at you like this.
This dude.
Like following you with his eyes, right? And you're like, all right, this guy's, I don't know if he's just like, I don't know. New guy walking in, trying to be like, what's up? Or if he's like, you don't know his intentions. You go in the hot tub, do your thing. 5 minutes later, you get up, start walking up. Same thing. He's following you out with his eyes. Like the same exact thing. Right? What do you do in the situation if you're out and you're changing and he comes back around to the lockers where everyone's changing?
Yeah.
And you catch him kind of looking again, like while you're changing. Because obviously, I don't know, maybe you're intervening when he's staring at you in the hot tub room. I just want to know how you'd handle that whole situation.
I think I have to move, bro. I think I have to leave.
Skip town.
I think Y memberships are good wherever. So I'm like, okay, I can't come back ever again.
I'm just gonna go to like lacrosse or.
Yeah, I can't do this more. I need to be out.
Realistically, bro, that's you never go back.
I don't think I would.
That would do it.
One, I hate conflict. Two, I hate creepy situations.
Yeah.
So,
3,
like-
you're not trying to get murdered or something.
Exactly. And if the real look was anything like what you just
Bro,
portrayed,
I swear to God, it was
I'm walking in. I've seen that. Just
not skipping a beat.
I'm out of there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's what happened.
I can't believe that happened to you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people are crazy.
Yeah, that's an awful situation, man. All right. This happened to me as well.
Oh no.
Set a phone alarm, you know. Most people use phones as alarm clocks these days. And I put my alarm clock across the room, so I have to get up, walk over, shut it off. I'm right by the light switch, right by my water. So if I go and lay back down, I'm a piece of garbage. Like, there's no excuse to lay back down after that. You're up. So put it across the room.
Yep.
For some reason, I don't know how. I'm sorry, iPhone, for slamming you here. I'm sorry, Apple, right? I know there's going to be millions of people watching this, and you're going to lose sales. But that was a sarcastic joke.
Facetious.
It was very facetious. Anywho, I woke up an hour past when I was trying to wake up. Already late for what I had to go to. Ran over to my phone, and the thing shut off. And I turned it on, and it was fully charged. So it's not like I did something when I shut it off or something like that when it was dead. Like it was fully, it had to charge throughout the night.
Yeah.
So the thing shut off on its own. And I'm ruling out the possibility of a roommate coming in and shutting it off.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
No. Without severe consequences.
Without losing a limb. So, what do you do in that situation when you show up extremely late to whatever you had to go to? Are you breaking out the excuses? Are you trying to get them to empathize? Are you, my phone just shut off? Because that sounds.
What
do you
First of all, being late makes me want to throw up. More than almost anything in this world, like, first day of classes, I'm there 15 minutes early just so I make sure that I've found the right building. Like, I am on time.
That's amazing, Dylan. Hopefully some of that starts to rub off on your boy.
I think it will. But, like I'm saying, like, being late makes me terrified.
Just want to uke?
Yes. Projectile vomit.
Right.
So, one thing that I do is when I go into new situations, I let people know that. I let people know. Like, something you need to know about me is I hate being late, and it makes me want to vomit. So, like, a few days down the road, let's say this happens. They already know that I feel disgusting. So they don't need to be like,
whoa!
Yeah, they know that.
Timely guy.
They know that I'm on my way.
Right.
But like, no, I don't think you need to break out the excuses. I think you come into the situation, let's say it's a meeting, you sit down quietly, try to be as least of a disruption as possible. Because really at the end of the day, when you're late, that's what you are. You're being a disruption to what's going on that you're late for.
Right.
Which is disrespectful.
It is.
So don't bring any attention to yourself. Sit down. When the meeting's over, get up, go to whoever's ever in charge, say, I'm so sorry.
Right.
That was on me. I'm sorry.
No excuses?
No.
No, my phone shut off?
No.
None of that?
No.
This one's on me. Hypothetically, I could have set 2 alarms.
Yep.
Yep.
You eat that one. You take that one.
You eat that. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's something. Let's be better. I'm marginally better than I was a year ago, and much better than I was 2 years ago, and significantly better than I was 3 years ago. And that's my thing, is it's not like I'm late for everything in life. If I'm an hour and a half early to every speaking engagement I've ever had.
Right.
Like things that mean stupid amounts to me.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I'm on time for. But there's just so many things throughout the day that you need to be on time for.
Yeah.
I guess my threshold of what I deem 100% important to be on time for is smaller than it should be.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It's just setting that precedent, though. Like, I'm gonna be on time for stuff.
For just stuff in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Just hold me. It is totally a choice. Hold me accountable, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You go prepay at a gas station. You go stop in, go inside. You didn't pay the pump. You want to go to the bathroom or something.
Yep.
You go, hey, 20 on pump 3. Cool. Go out to pump 3, start filling. 20, you just surpass 20, goes up to 25, or like 22, 23. Yeah. What are you doing as soon as you notice, like at 21 or 22, that it's going past what you prepaid for?
Okay, so, but here's the thing. Most of the time, like when I fill out my truck,
yeah.
First of all, $20 ain't gonna give me nothing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I need, oh.
You know,
I'm not doing the environment any favors.
Humor me for sure.
Yeah. So most of the time when I fill up, like I flip that little thing down, and get back in the truck, so I'm not even watching. So like.
But I'm saying prepay, like you talk to the dude or the girl, and you were like.
So I see it happen.
You said, hey, I need $20 on pump 3.
It just keeps rolling.
For whatever reason. Say you're in your mom's Honda Accord or something. You just need $20. You hand him a $20 bill, and he says, thank you. Have a good day. And you say, hey, you too. I hope everything's been good with you. And he says, absolutely, thanks for your concern. And then you proceed to walk outside and go to the pump, to which you paid $20 at pump 3. And
but you're getting more.
You fill it up, and you're watching it fill up. And the second you see it go past, you're used to just that click right at 20. And then it goes to 20 and some change and 21.
Yeah.
Are you riding this thing out to see how far you can go? Or
I'm going to see how far it goes. But, like, I'm going to go back in and be like, I tried to prepay and it just kept going.
Nice.
But,
so you're taking advantage of the blessing.
Yeah. But like, looks like I'm supposed to get more gas.
But you're also not running away from it.
Right.
Right.
Like, I'll just go and pay that extra. But
if you want me to. I'm not going to lie. I'll definitely be like, yo,
I paid for 20,
I paid
but I got
for 20
more.
and you put 30? Should I pay the difference?
Yeah.
In which case, most people, oh, no, I'm so sorry. You know, It's just a mistake at the end of the day.
Oh, man. I've never prepaid.
You've never done that? I've done that 90% of the time through my life. Yep.
That's a good budgeting tactic, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
a cheap way to do it because I'm usually someone that goes from half a tank to fumes. That's more so my life than just fill her up.
Yep.
All right, last one. This one's kind of abstract, but hang in there.
All right.
Because this also happened to me. Every single one of these has actually happened to me. That's funny. So, guy you're in the gym, in your local gym, working out, doing your thing, and very attractive woman in there. I'm not baiting you to say anything controversial, but very attractive woman there working out. But you're letting her do her thing. Just because she's attractive doesn't mean she needs your stupid male attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she can wear whatever she wants. Like she's working out just like you. It's like, all right, cool. If anything, I'm good work. You know, like that. We're both working out right now. So she's in there doing her thing, and you see some guy kind of come up to her and just be like, "Yeah, so is that how you're a big fan of deadlifts?"
Yeah.
You know, like
deadlifts are good.
Yeah, I like deadlifts too. And you just see him giving that terrible social interaction energy, where he's just like metaphorically giving her one of those in conversation, and she's trying to she's got her headphones in, like, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Like doesn't let it hang.
Yeah,
keeps hold of it.
Yeah, I deadlift. You know. Oh, I'm sorry. What? You know, like giving him that energy, but he keeps bugging her and keeps talking to her, and he's like hitting on her, and you can tell he's just making her uncomfortable. You're in a position now. Do you assume the role of Superman and break in here and risk offending her even further with your,
here's how I do this.
Male savior stuff?
Here's how I do this. Yeah. No matter what I'm doing, I guess I would more so do this for like a friend, because this is kind of going out there.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm doing, let's say I'm doing arms, I see this happening. It keeps happening. It goes on, goes on. I go to the bench, load it up with some weight. Walk over to him. I say, bro, can I get a spot?
Nice.
Walks over. She goes.
So that's a momentary fix, but what we know about this freak, I mean,
He's going back?
well, what we know about this guy and his lack of social awareness is that he's gonna no doubt spot you and be like, all right, bro.
Maybe
So
like say
anyway.
something in passing, like as we're walking back to the bench.
Yeah.
Like, you know her? Do you know like her and her boyfriend?
And see if she plays
Yeah,
along.
yeah. He'd be like, oh, she's got a boyfriend. Yeah. That could help.
I think that's better if you're friends with the girl.
Yeah.
But if you don't know this girl, like, I guess you can only assume that she doesn't like this guy talking to her.
Right.
Because
she
maybe
does.
maybe it's uncomfortable. You think it's uncomfortable, but there's some magic happening right now.
You're just going to ruin it.
And then
This could be a beautiful thing.
and then you look like what you thought he was.
Yep. And then you're him.
It's tough. All right, good deal. It's a good segment, man. It's good stuff. Always good stuff. How are we doing on time?
I have.
A couple minutes.
Yeah.
All right, I only need like 30 seconds. Really quick, body and philosophy takeaway of the week, guys. Really quick message. I already talked about this a lot, but essentially, the grind does not discriminate. You know what I mean? So if you're anything like me, you have giant goals. You have these astronomical things that you want to see happen in your life. You want to accomplish them, but you haven't tangibly seen them happen in your immediate surrounding. Not a lot of your friends have a similar path, or you haven't seen your mentors accomplish. You haven't seen your parents or anybody accomplish exactly what you want to accomplish. I'm not bashing them and what they've accomplished in their life. You just have something different, right? That's just, it's huge in your mind. It's different. You can see it. You can almost touch it. You think about it all the time. You know, you try to manifest this thing. But that's the thing is plans do not pay bills. And this is something I always realize going forward with when I make a plan and I start to think about it and game plan. It's like, just like last night, we're thinking, we're talking, we're game planning. But at some point, there needs to be some level of sweat equity. At some point, there actually needs to be some kind of step that gets taken, like a tangible step. And you can do all the planning in the world. You can make the business, you can spend 4 weeks on the name, you can spend all this time making the model. And like we said the other day, if you spend 4 weeks trying to create a name for your business, you think Goldman Sachs is a good business name? Get the out of here. It's not about the name. It's about just taking some action and shooting into the dark. Right away, you're not going to be able, no matter how much game planning you do, there's got to be some blind steps, and eventually some things will clear up.
Exactly.
You know, and I'm just speaking purely from experience. When I started making YouTube videos, on my first video, there was shadows in my face, and it was cut up and edited weird. It was like 8 minutes long. Like,
Yeah.
I marketed it terribly. Like, it was a blind shot, and a year later, I'm in a much better position right now. And a year later from now, it's going to be an incredibly different position. 2, 3, 4, 5 years if you just keep pounding away at it and putting in the work and not just worrying about planning constantly, because the grind does not discriminate. What I mean by that is if you're spraining your ankle, right, there still needs to be some kind of work put in to get those goals that you want. If this is the threshold for where you want to get for the goals, you want to get up there, right? And you're taking steps every single day to increase that. And then you have a terrible breakup or you hurt your ankle or something like, something little that you deem like, all right, I'm going to take a little break now. I'm going to take a little rest. The grind doesn't discriminate.
Right.
The grind and just the overall algorithm of how life works and how you can be successful isn't going to be, all right, well, his ankle's hurt, so we're just going to keep him exactly where he's at.
Yeah.
Or
Till he gets better, and
until
then
he
we'll
heals
go.
that up, and then he can just presume there's not like this, this semblance of like some control going on there. It's like there's a level of sweat equity that needs to be put in regardless of the situation. And someone could easily pass you up. What'd you say the other day? You can be on the right path, but if you're standing still, you might get ran over.
On the right track.
On the right track, but if you're standing still, you might get ran over.
Yeah.
So just plug away. If you don't know what you're doing, just take random shots in the dark, and eventually little lights pop up, and you go towards that light, and then you go towards the next one.
And what you're doing, do it with purpose. And have a game plan. I read in a book that losers have goals and winners have systems. which I agree with, but I think it's also kind of harsh. But like, have those goals, but don't just write them down and say, cool, I'm gonna get those someday. Write those goals down, and then under those goals, what is the system that you're going to enact to achieve those goals?
Right.
So we're making moves with purpose in order to get to those goals.
I love it. That's beautiful, man. Well, guys, I hope you found any semblance of value in the podcast this week. It's great to have Dillon back on. It's pretty much like 2 or 3 people right now that I'm just going to circulate having on every single week. So I hope you guys could find some semblance of value. Don't hesitate to reach out for any reason.
For sure.
I'm sure you can reach out to Dillon as well. Have a beautiful week, guys. Let's make it happen. All right? Peace.